So first of all, I would like to say good evening to teachers and all the team members. Today, we're gonna present you about the social constructivism that we from group 4. Sokois and the others here Senus, Hey Lavan, and Ponatra. We are 4 members in this group. This is the content that we're gonna present all of you, that social constructivism, the scholars of social constructivism, social norms of constructivism, social constructivist theory of international relations, constructivist approach in IR, strength and weakness, conclusion and difference. So before I present you, I want to ask you about what is constructivism. So constructivism is based on the idea that the people actively construct on their own knowledge. It means that constructivism is at a glance, basically learners build on their prior knowledge with new information they acquire by using it as a fundamental. Just 8% learnings is distinct from others due to their individual experiences. The three main constructivism in writing are radical constructivism, social constructivism, and cognitive constructivism that encourage in constructivist education develop one's pedagogical abilities. Moreover, the constructivism is a school of thinking in the field of international relations theory. The phrase of originally used in 1989 by Nicola Onoff, the world of our makings, was in which argued that like person, nation states live in reality that was essentially created by themselves rather than by external material realism. Move to next slide. So one is social constructivism. What is the social constructivism? Social constructivism is defined as a social group contracting things for one another, collaboratively creating a small culture of shared artifacts with shared meanings. Social constructivism is a learning theory propounded by Vygotsky in 1968. The theory states that language and cultures are frameworks through which human experience, communicate, and understand realities. It means that social constructivism is the theory to construct the society, to construct the society that make more flexible and make more beneficial to the society. 1.1, the rise of constructivism in IRs. In the beginning, in the 1980s, constructivism has become an increasingly significant approach, especially in North American international relations. Not just only for the North American international relation, in Asia has also increased significant approach initially after the World War II and after Cold War. Constructivism is more increasingly or radically to the Southeast Asia country. So the scholars of social constructivism. In this point, we take only 3 scholars: Alexander Vance, Emmanuel Kant, Fenimore, and Saint Kings. Alexander Vance, he argued that the agent structures problem to international relations scholars how to conceptualize the relationship between agents and contractors. Attorneys didn't concept of contractualization. It means that if we want to improve the contractures of social, we need to improve the conceptualize the relation of the people to improve more structures with the Asian societies. Emmanuel Kant held that every relation beings had an innate right to freedom and a duty to enter into a civil condition governed by a social contract to realize and preserve that freedom. It means if we want freedom, we need to improve more social constructivism, more social structures to govern by social contracts. We want, if 2 persons needs to be contracted, it needs social contract in order to preserve, in order to prevent that business or that sense. Fenimore and Saint Kings in constructivism, Fenimore and Saint Kings said there is no single constructivist method or research design. As we learned already, according to the person that we have point of view on that. And there is no theory to complete all the action or all the situation in the country. So let's move to my partners. Please.
So this is my part, and I gonna present about the social norm of constructivities. So the first study is to understand about that social norms are constructivities that should to mention about the state, how to confront that, what is the identity that the state expect to comply with norms. So there should be many identities to define, because the norms basically the certain ways to remain the main points of 3. So the first I would like to mention about the regulative norms that actually the constructivities apply. And the second one is constitutive norms. And the last point is prescriptive norms, that are these norms constructivism theories should apply to do in the construction. Yes, next slide, please. And by the theory, constructivism was introduced by Nicholas Orff in 1989 in the course of the term. So it is like together a largest following among the scholars with theories that very fluent and the book by Alexander Wells. Yes. Then this is by the scholar Alexander Wells, 1992, that he has mentioned by his research, but of the cultures of anarchy. So what is anarchy? Anarchy is to the Alexander Wells, he thought that anarchy is what state makes of it. And as the result of that, the state should be health. So these are the thing that a state share behavior. And for anarchy, it is like the same is mean that similar to the social construct that he has mentioned about the anarchy. So it means that the structures of human associated are determined by primarily the sharing ideas rather than material force. It means that it would be gathering or sharing, but thoughts. It's not like making into wars or be make like bring any materials like to put in the war. Yes. And so the question is, why does one thing lead to another? It means that by the constructivities is used that international relations are promoted by international organizations. There is just like a guideline to posing state other norms in the policies. So, for example, UNESCO for true. Slide, please. And so for social theory about constructivities that as you see in the slides, so the critical for critical thinking is necessary for constructivism because there is the thing that shape based on the thoughts and so the norms of international society that might be could bring up the cultural anarchy that would be mixed up. So in this, the points would be includes all the structures and the actors, what could define identities of the nations, what is the norms that could be applied, any kinds of the knowledge of the states or in the government should be gathering, and what is the great idea or the any solutions that the state should be focused. And there is the last thing that how to emphasize the meaning that how to identify or refine the something that would be very reasonable to the state to practice or apply during the war's time. So it could be the norms that bring any standards or inappropriate ways or based on the behaviors that's very specific for any actors in the very needed international relations. So for example, it's like how actors ought to behave, like related to their interests or any process with the interactions, how to understanding where to apply in the practicing that they adapt to like in the law legitimate. And the thing is the social that's very valuable to understand and gathering the information before we apply the constructivism theory. So please move to next the presenter Portra.
Yes, hello, and here's my part. Constructive approach in York. At the end of the Cold War 1990, constructivists share a distinctive approach to understand how the world is made and remade through humiliation and intervention. Yeah. And in York, constructivism rise often associated with the end of the Cold War, an event that the traditional theories such as realism and liberalism failed to account for. On the other hand, constructivism seems the world, and what we can know about the world is socially construct. These views refer to the nature of reality and the nature of knowledge. They are also called ontologies and epistemologies in research language. But the same way, constructivism assumes that agency and structure are mutually consist, which implies that structures influence agency, that agency influence structure. And beside the constructivists argue that state can have multiple identities that are socially constructed through interaction with other actors. Identities are representation of an actor's understanding of who they are, which in turn signals their interest. Yeah, this is my part, and now please continue to other part. Thank you.
My part is talking about strength and weakness of Archie's about IO. So in 1992, I will talk about strength of the theory of constructivism approach. Like while theory assumes that whole society live in is a product of humans' idea, belief, and norms. Like anarchy is what the state make of it is in the 1992 article by Wang that to explain his theory of constructivism further. Like the manuscript mean that anarchy that can be interpreted differently depending on the worst contract of a social system. Like for instance, one give an example of United States, like in the North Korea and Britain. Yes, and move to next slide. So for the next slide is like still talking about strength and weakness again. So but I will talk of the weakness of the constructivism. Like regardless of the many positive attributes the constructivism theories bring to international relation, like it also invites criticisms as it does not provide a full account of social interaction. Like again, for instance, Wang's assert that norm, belief, and ideology are the primary cause of international relation. However, the rational person would have questioned about the origin of this norm or belief in their validity. Yes, so move to next slide. So this slide I will talk about the weakness of constructivism approach. So a skeptics contend that just like it liberalism, like constructivism only provide the positive aspect of human nature. When stacked from norms or laws, they only intend to inform citizens about the rights and moral way to act. Yes, and the constructivist overlooks the negative side of human nature or the idea that the majority of human beings break law. Have moved to next slide. So people also often ignore social norm. Critics also accuse that when series is based toward amendable norms such as human rights, women rights, climatic change, and environmental protections, like in 2019. However, there are other human norms such as xenophobias and racism in some nations, which one tend to avoid in his Syria. And the realisms, however, consider all selfish human behavior, thus providing a realistic account of international relations. So move to the last part of our present today. It's a conclusion. Like the constructivism is exam both a meta series about the nature of social worlds and as a substantial series of IO, like idea, belief, and norm that inform the actor on the interaction between state, which explain the social values and social practicing of how the basis of state interested in the process of behaving what true it is. So that's all.
So thank you so much for all the presenters. And this is the end of the presentation. So thank you for joining us, and also thanks teacher for listening to us. Thank you.